we finally get an update on the Highlander reboot starring Henry Cavill. Let's find out what that is, but first, be sure to like this video, share it out with all your friends, leave me a comment, and subscribe. This is my vidcast, Studio Jake, where I, Jacob Berry, talk about all things pop culture. So if you subscribe, help me get to 1,000 subscriptions. I'm at 860 plus a little bit right now. That would be very helpful to me. Once I do, I'm going to do a live stream where you can ask me anything. So I really appreciate it. All right, so it's no secret Henry Cavill's kind of had a rough go of it. First, James Gunn, whenever he was brought in to sort of revamp the DCU, the DC Cinematic Universe, at first he was saying, "Oh, Henry Cavill is going to return as Superman. We're just kind of do a soft reboot." But then after the lackluster performance of Black Adam, which just had a cameo of Henry Cavill as Superman, it was announced that they had parted ways with Henry Cavill because James Gunn wanted to do a younger Superman, and then he changed his mind on that. He said, "Oh no, I never wanted to do a younger Superman. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean." And then also, Henry Cavill parted ways with Netflix. Was the original Geralt from The Witcher, and it's been that whole thing is tumultuous. You can read Bounding into Comics and Bleeding Fool. Both have covered that. I won't rehash that here. Well, in May 2021, it seemed like he was going to get a new sort of boost, and that was that he was going to headline a remake of the 1986 film Highlander, which originally starred Christopher Lambert as Connor McLeod. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I am a normie when it comes to Highlander. I've never seen any of the movies. I think I watched a handful of the TV show one time when it was on a marathon, just to catch up with it. So I am a total normie, so if I get something wrong in this video, please let me know in the comments. I don't like it when people disrespect my favorite fandoms. So if I don't want to do that to the Highlander franchise, I know nothing of it. So like I said, I'm a total normie. That being said, the introduction of Henry Cavill into the story, into this remake, that actually sounded interesting to me. But after the initial announcement where Henry Cavill, he also posted an Instagram photo of a variety of things about Scotland, and he expressed his excitement for being a part of it. It was announced that John Wick director Stahelski, which, apologies if I mispronounced that name, please again correct me in the comments. I want to get it right. He would be helming the remake, and everyone got excited. Then it was radio silence, and all we heard about, like I mentioned, was the issues with the DCU, with The Witcher, and we heard rumblings that Henry Cavill would work with Guy Ritchie again, but also that he was going to join Amazon to do a Warhammer 4K series. We don't know anything outside of the initial announcement. Again, I'm a total normie when it comes to Warhammer, so I'm not going to speculate on that. But we finally got some good news in regards to the Highlander reboot. So the John Wick director, as I mentioned, he was on on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, and he actually gave a few details. So for a while, people were speculating that maybe it had been canceled, but they didn't just want to say it. Well, apparently that's not the case. This is according to him. It says, "We're looking to do our story, and it engages a lot of the same characters and stuff like that. But we've also brought in elements of all the TV shows." Now, there was 3 TV shows from The Witcher. From the Highlander. There was Highlander, which was about the main character's cousin. There was a spinoff, I think, called Highlander the Raven, which was about a female immortal. And there was an animated series. Now, for those of you who don't know, Highlander was sort of a fantasy series, and it was about that there's this secret race of immortals, and they're fighting each other for supremacy, and whenever one chops off the head of another, they get that one's power. This is the only way you can kill them is by decapitation, and when they get that power, it's called the quickening, and they're all getting ready for the gathering, which is going to be this epic battle with all these immortals. I think that's the gist of it. And the main character, Connor McLeod, like I said, he was originally played by Christopher Lambert, and Henry Cavill is set to take over that role. And The John Wick director addresses this in this podcast. He said, "We're trying to do a bit of a prequel setup to The Gathering. So we have room to grow the property. We have ideas for days about how to make the coolest characters and to make that an epic TV show. I just think that's a rich, rich mythology." So it seems like they're not even that they're actually talking about not just doing a film, they're also talking about doing a show, which that's great. I think Henry Cavill does well, whether on television, whether in film. He's a really good actor. He seems to be one of these guys who just jumps in and does his best, like we saw with Superman. So he was a good Superman, but he had a really bad director, and for most of those movies. So I am cautiously optimistic about this. Modern remakes or even modern sequels are often plagued with issues. I hope that it doesn't insert a lot of the political correctness that we see in movies today. So John Wick hasn't, so I'm confident that this director will not do this with Highlander, because it is about a group of mighty warriors who are trying to kill each other. It doesn't need to be any more deep than that. I mean, obviously the characters can be deep, but let's not try to expand it by putting a bunch of, useless political dialogue in it. So whatever the case may be, I really do hope that this will be a good new thing that Henry Cavill can do, that it can help him sort of get back his career. I mean, because he put a lot of stuff on pause to do Superman, only to get rejected by James Gunn and his cabal over at Warner Brothers Discovery. So, like I said, I really hope that these John Wick films, that these Highlander films will help bring him back, if it's just one or if it's multiple or if it's a TV show. Honestly, I think they should do it as a trilogy. I know the original film series, I think it had 6 films, something like that. Do you think I should watch them? Let me know. Maybe that can be one of my, sometimes I do theme months where I'll say, okay, I'm going to watch all of this franchise and I'm going to review it on StudioJakeMedia.com. Let me know, do you think I should do that with the Highlander series? Should I watch all the films? I don't know how to track down the television show or even The Raven, but do you think I should give them all a try? And if so, should I watch the original Highlander 2 cut followed by the Renegade cut? Let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. But I'm happy for Henry Cavill. I hope that the Highlander remake, I keep wanting to say John Wick because it's the same director, but I hope that the Highlander reboot goes well for him. I hope that the Warhammer 4K series goes well for him, and I hope that when he connects with Guy Ritchie, it's either the Man from U.N.C.L.E. sequel or something else. Whatever the case may be, I am very happy that he's making a comeback. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to Studio Jake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.